and welcome to the latest episode of One Patriots Place with Claire Cooper and Thomas Murphy. All brought to you by E2G Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in. Please do not forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And we will welcome in, potentially, our guest when he arrives. I was tardy, but he's extra tardy. So we'll wait until he turns up and bring him in to the show. But on that, Murph, how's it going?
Wonderful. Everything is awesome. Oh no. Who didn't see this coming? As I wrote today for E2GSports.com. Bill O'Brien.
Did you already write it?
Yeah, I already got it written up out there. Bill O'Brien has been hired back by the New England Patriots to become the OC of the New England Patriots.
And quarterback coach.
Yeah, apparently. And quarterback coach. Thank you. The two usually go hand in hand unless we're
well, they didn't though, did they? Because they had Joe Judge as the quarterback coach, and they had Matty P. So they had it split. Right. So now they squished it back together, which is probably like you said, it's quite normal. Quite
do that again. Say squished back together again. I like that.
Squished back together.
Good morning,
really?
Chris.
That's where we are at the moment
in the chat room.
That's where we are now. We're squishing things back together.
I'm just goofy right now. I'm high on life. I can't, first the Bills get emasculated on their home turf. Yes, that's it. Smacked across the face on their home turf. Mr. Allen is home combing his cheesy little mustache and crying into his, buffalo wings. And now this, it was like I said, a lot of us have been screaming for this since Josh McDaniels left. We didn't understand the move to go with Manny Patricia, except for the fact to let's save a buck, and Matt's still getting paid by the Detroit Lions, which is up. So I'd like to see what they're going to do with him now. But no, this is fantastic. This is somebody that Bill knows and trusts, that some people in town are calling a friendly hire, a friend of Bill hire. They're questioning whether or not this is the right move, even though a year ago they were asking why this move wasn't made.
Are they the same people that kind of wanted McDaniels out? And then when he was out, it was like, oh no, it's bad. Why is he gone?
A lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them.
I don't have patience for those people. It's
it's a lot of them.
Come on.
But there have been people writing a lot lately about the fact that some new blood was needed here, and the fact that go ahead, say it.
But there might be some new blood because they had those other guys in, and I haven't got the names in front of me, and I should have. They had those other guys in, so we might have the rehire, if you like, of Billy O'Brien. However, there might be the additions because they don't only needed an OC.
Right.
The offensive line needs coaching. Are we looking at special teams being recoached and things like this? So is it a case of they might actually be looking sort of very future with the case of Mayo being this sort of, the assistant head coach, getting a proper OC in? Maybe they're bringing some youngish guys or some new blood or fresh blood or whatever you want to call it, to do these other kind of offensive coaching staff members, or, whatever you want to kind of, because the titles are always different anyway, but maybe they will still get some new blood. We've still got time. It's just that the one brick in the wall that just needed cementing in properly before we kind of got too far into this off season or near the off season or whatever was the OC. And at least now we've got that to work off, to build from, to create a new dynasty. Okay, now I'm getting over. I think I've had too much coffee, folks. I've literally bounced from one show to another with caffeine. So
But Sean Jefferson was brought in for an interview.
Yeah.
Oscar Fort was brought in for an interview. There's been quite a few guys that have streamed through, and you're right. There's an offensive line coach opening. He might fit, somebody might fit into that. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some new blood brought in along with O'Brien. We don't know yet how that's going to, truly work. What's so giggly?
I've just been told no more coffee for Claire. This is it.
This is what happens when you give a British girl coffee. Okay, stick to tea.
No, this is what happens when you give Claire coffee. Don't brand me with everyone else. This is me, Claire, the English girl who was given coffee. Just that's it. Okay.
My favorite British Sprite. Just a little Sprite. She's just so happy. But no, we don't know. We don't know what the deal entails. Is Bill going to force upon O'Brien the coaching staff that he thinks is the right fit here, or is O'Brien going to be able to bring in his own people? I hope it's the latter. I really do. We just lost Claire.
I'm still here.
She's still here. She had to stand up. Every time she does this, I wonder if she's wearing pants. I'm going to get in so much trouble for that.
I am wearing
pants. But no, seriously, this hire was completely expected. It's somebody that to a certain extent comes back here and knows the building, knows the people, works well with Bill, is not afraid to push back to anybody. And most importantly, Mike Giardi reminded me this morning that there's a name drop for you, that the Patriots, that McCorkle Jones truly wants somebody to coach him hard. And he's got it. Now he's got it. This is a guy who screams on the sidelines with Tom Brady and has no qualms about it. Needs to be walked away.
Do you think that's going to be really good? Because this little edge that Max got that's a little kind of bit sort of semi-tantrumy, semi-moody-ish or whatever. Do you think somebody like Bill O'Brien is going to be able to, because he can't lose it because it's his passion. I mean, there's part of me that's like, it's okay that he gets like that to a degree because he's passionate about football. And as a fan, I understand it because I'm very passionate about football. So I can get very kind of, if you like, if I'm arguing about something, as one of my friends will contest to today, that we've already argued quite considerably over the quarterback situation. But that's a story for another day. So yeah, you want some of that in him. It's just it needs to be managed well, and it needs to be funneled out the right sort of way, if you like.
Yep.
And I think that, hopefully the one thing that I'm really worried about, and I kind of mentioned this just on a Claire perspective, my show, as you like to say, as I just recorded, so look out for that, folks. Is that I'm not a yeah but person. I think this is great that they've got him. I'm so excited, as you can all tell. I'm concerned with very high expectation. There's going to be teething problems. Billy hasn't, he hasn't been in the system for a while.
Point.
He hasn't coached these people, these guys.
Right.
The Mac connection is going to take some rewarming up, if you like, whatever. There's the concern, then it's like, oh, we've got Billy O, everything's perfect. And it's like, I get it. And I am that excited about it, but just temper those expectations because it's got to work its way in, and you're not going to open the gate and it's all going to be sunshine, rainbows, touchdown kind of thing. So that's just that little, just that lining of that concerns me, is just that bottom line of
right. We know how O'Brien is going to get along with Belichick. We know how O'Brien is going to get along with Mac Jones. You're right. It's how he gets along and how he deals with the rest of the ensemble cast. But yeah, and I understand your point, and it's a great point. It really is. It's a great point. But I think this is this goes back to the people talking about this being a friend of Bill hire. Um, and the people talking about new blood that needs to be brought in. Now, to think that this hire is simply just that, I think is narrow-sighted. To think that Bill O'Brien could leave here more than a decade ago, take the job at Penn State, navigate them through what is the worst moment in that program's illustrious history. You folks all know about it. Even Claire probably knows about it. That sounded worse than it was because it was a while ago and it was before I met Claire. There was a child sex abuse scandal at Penn State, not under O'Brien, but
okay.
Okay.
I'm like, I didn't know what you were alluding to.
But O'Brien walked But O'Brien walked right
Okay.
into that and had to, handle everything that was going on there, and did it well. Then after a few years at Penn State, he moved on to back to the NFL and took the head coaching gig in Texas and was there for quite a long time. Was even the OC, was even the GM for a short period of time, for less than a year. But there's still, but to think that a man who left here over a decade ago took on all these jobs and responsibilities, not to mention going to Alabama to be their offensive coordinator, and who hasn't grown and hasn't learned and hasn't evolved his coaching philosophy and scheme to any extent, I really believe is narrow-sighted and terrible to throw out there as a narrative, and that's what some people are doing.
Yeah, it is difficult because you are dealing with sort of I want to say extreme opinions, because that's kind of how it works when it comes to fans. But I think that it's just to me, it's just to temper the expectation. I'm not being negative. Don't lose the excitement. Don't lose the enthusiasm. No. Matty P isn't calling the plays, folks. That's something to be. And I'm not against Matty P. I was like, oh, maybe move him to like offensive line or something. I'm still a Matty P. Have him in the building. He's a smart guy. Just don't have him calling plays, that kind of thing. Move him away from the offense. The offense is not for you. I need a squirty bottle. It should be like, the offense is not for you.
Oh, I love you.
Not for you, Matty. Not for you.
Get off the sofa. Get off the OC sofa.
Yeah, wrong room, different department.
Yeah, send them back upstairs. Let them, make coffee, do whatever you want. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not saying that Matt Patricia doesn't bring anything to the table. It's just the fact that Grandpa asked him to carry a plate that was just too heavy to the Thanksgiving table. Okay, put it that way. And the turkey ended up on the floor. And that's when you scoop it up, run back into the, tell the kid, go get the other turkey out of the oven and let your father bring it in.
Are you making turkey for dinner, or are you hungry? There's a lot of food analogies.
Starving.
Oh, okay. I think there's a lot of food analogy going on around here. So yeah,
I'm absolutely starving. Okay. I have to drink. Okay. I didn't go to the market yesterday. Oh, and so it was kind of a scrounge a meal together. And this morning I have to drink Diet Coke, because there's no cream for my coffee. I can't drink black coffee. I can't.
Why? What's wrong with you?
Oh God,
dude, it's just coffee.
God, you're a Neanderthal. You really are. You're a Neanderthal.
Yeah, my hair's having a crazy. My hair's had too much caffeine today. It's just like. My daughter
had her hair like that the other day. I walked into her house and she's got her hair kind of like yours, and she's got the clippers out and everything. And I'm like, don't, Aaron, don't do it. And she's trying to give herself this thing called a wolf cut. I don't know. Go look it up. And it ended up, I haven't been back since then. I just dropped off what I needed and ran out the door. But
anyway,
it looked an awful lot like that. It is.
I don't think guys will be interested in that, and girls who are listening, I would hope as well.
You can't say that.
I said girls too. I'm guessing we don't have our guest today.
Yeah, something is gone on. Something is gone.
It's me and guests today. I swear, it's just all over the place. It really is.
It's all Claire's fault. I let Claire book the guest this week.
You know what? It's true.
It's true.
I was going to swear then as well.
She was.
It's so true.
I was trying to get her to. I really was. But getting back to it, we are a Patriots show. We could go on for at least a half an hour about how happy I am that the Bills Mafia is just, shut up and gone away. And
yeah, actually, let's talk about no, go on. Not necessarily that, but let's talk about the weekend, because there is a lot. Don't go blame the Clare bear. Thanks, Chris. I like that. Yeah, Murph. Listen to the viewers. Don't go blaming me. I like it. Yeah, the weekend. Let's just kind of dial it back a bit, because the Billy-O thing is huge, and that's what's going on at the moment, and we've kind of already touched on that anyway. But let's kind of dial back to the weekend. And I mean, did you get to see? I've only seen the highlights of some games, but did you get to see all the games?
Yes.
For first off,
and
other than kind of like the Bills Mafia hatred, which nobody hates the Bills like I do, but for some reason I find myself not hating them quite as much now.
Claire wasn't even around for when the Bills were losing 4 Super Bowls in a row.
No, this is
how
true.
bad these people are. Yeah. It really is. I'm sorry. The kid is healthy. He's up and walking around. So now it's fair game to take on Bills Mafia again.
I agree.
That's just
football,
me. Just me.
I think that was sort of the consensus, because I mean they've been having non-niceties with the Bengals anyway. So I think it's kind of as you mentioned, but it was a crazy weekend of football.
It really was.
There were teams that were through that you weren't sure if they should be through, or I mean, okay, actually, I tell you how we're going to talk about this. This is great. Who did you do any picks? Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be on social media. It can just be in your head or whatever. Who did you do? Complete honesty.
I had the Cowboys beating the 49ers. I just did not believe in their young quarterback.
Who did you have then?
I had the Bills beating the Bengals.
Okay.
I didn't count on the weather up there. I really didn't, and that's my bad. We all know, the Bills can't play in weather. Can you believe that? You put together a football team that can't play in the snow or the cold, and your quarterback, who's from Southern California, just doesn't know what to do with himself when the temperature dips below 32. I did have the Eagles beating the Giants. Sorry, people out there. And of course I had the Chiefs spanking the Jaguars, but we never knew. You didn't? You had the Jags winning that game?
This was the thing. I picked Jacksonville. I picked the Jags, the Eagles, excuse me, the Bengals, and the 49ers. I swear to you, I have witnesses who I can get you connected with to confirm that. I do have actual witnesses. The thing is,
Chris said that you're a liar. In the chat room.
What? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. And he's not one of the people who I told. So, I will justify my pick is because I thought the Jags would be the upset of like the weekend. I thought they would be the ones that would kind of win out, that upset of the week sort of thing. I thought it was going to be the Jags, because I know everybody was picking the Chiefs, and it made total sense to pick the Chiefs. But there was something that he believes me. There was just something there that had me thinking the Jags were going to be an upset, and they kind of almost ish were. They weren't, but they ish were. And then obviously, the Eagles, we all knew that the Eagles were going to spank because it was obvious. And then I genuinely picked the Bengals. I was not picking the Bills, and I picked the Bengals. So haha.
Well, it's not like I was rooting for them. I just thought that they,
No, I was though. I was rooting for the Bengals.
Oh, no. The Bengals, I was rooting. I wanted the Bengals to win. I just didn't think that they could pull it off.
Oh, I did. I did.
I thought that the Bills would show up and show out and, ride this wave that they have been. But nope, they didn't. They choked. They choked it up just like they do every single year in the playoffs. And it's a party that just never ends, that won't end until next year. Go hang your AFC East championship banner and, sit over there in the corner and shut the fuck.
Yeah,
There's
says us
nothing.
picking at 14 in the draft.
What's that?
Yeah, says us picking 14th in the
Yeah,
draft. Yeah,
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. A lot of people thought that this was the best way for the Patriots to end up this year with that higher draft pick. I didn't. I wanted to go back to the playoffs because the playoffs are fun. So,
yeah, completely.
congratulations to Buffalo. You ended up beating the Dolphins' third string quarterback, and you're fantastic. And Josh Allen is the MVP of your little minds, and it's just god awful. People got on the Patriots this year for who beat Mac Jones and who Mac Jones beat. Go back and see who Buffalo lost to this year. The string of Hall of Fame worthy quarterbacks that spanked Josh Allen, and they're not Hall of Fame worthy quarterbacks, people. That was about as sarcastic as I can get. But no, they didn't even show up. They had no running game. They had no Allen had no passing game. It really looked like the Bengals had read every set of keys that I cut to play
Oh
against
my
the Bills
God.
this year and executed.
The Bengals won, and Murph's going to take the credit. Oh, geez. I'm speechless.
It's what
This is
happens
me
when you have
speechless
an
now.
OC. Go back and read the keys. Go back, read all the Buffalo, and they did exactly that. They did exactly what I wanted. Dialed up the pressure from the
So why
outside.
didn't you pick
Pressure.
them then? Ha ha.
I didn't. I didn't.
See, I did.
I didn't know that
I
they were going to read
knew.
the keys. I didn't know that they were smart enough to go back and read the keys. Otherwise, I would have
I
republished
reckon they
them.
didn't read the
Monster
keys,
keys for
quite
Bengals
frankly.
victory.
I reckon they didn't read the keys. I reckon they were just like,
She reckons.
as Joe as ice, shall we say.
That's it. Because Claire's a reckoning type of girl. You sit there from watching what's that stupid cowboy show? Yellowstone.
Don't know. I
Oh,
don't do
okay.
cowboy shows.
Okay. All right. Well, Reckon is
No
a big
offense to
thing.
cowboy shows, by the way, if anybody's listening.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody loves that Yellowstone show, but
Still
I
love me a
don't.
good cowboy.
But no, the Niners, the Niners ended up doing well on Sunday. They ended up, Dak Prescott was, did Dak Prescott things. He threw for a touchdown and 2 interceptions, and the Niners
This
really
worries me.
capitalized on it. Why?
This worries me for the Cowboys. I gotta say,
Gunsmoke.
But this worries me for the Cowboys. Is their clock management issues? They're kind of it
idiots.
seems really serious because I mean, was it still this season? No, it was last season when there was that kind of thing where the official touched the ball and then they didn't snap it in time and they've got kind of like a panic issue and it is concerning. I mean, they're not a terrible team. So
no, they're not. And
he's not a terrible quarterback.
It just
He's a talented quarterback. It's just something. There's something not
he's a
right
well-paid
there
quarterback. He's a well-paid quarterback, and he came back from what was probably his best game ever a week ago. Dak Prescott, when I was talking with Buddy and his friend from Denver. Oh God, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'm sorry about that guy. But I said if Dak could not be Dak, if Dak could be just a little patient in the pocket and not try to do everything himself, that they would do fine. And they did that week. Dak had the best game of his career. And this week it was just back to old Dak Prescott. What?
Two great comments you just had, actually. The Cowboys are trying to live up to their perception. They just can't. I like that, Joel. That's very good. Expectations are too high. And this is what I was worried about with the Bill O'Brien thing. But anyway, and I do think that this is way too far. Chris would fire Mick McCarthy. And I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. Oh, would you consider Dak a high-level Kirk Cousins? Oh, yeah. Who do you reckon? Dak over Kirk? Ooh.
I do not. No, I
Ooh.
don't. I would rather have Kirk Cousins.
Wow. That one's
Age not
tough.
playing a part. I think Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Prescott has
Wow.
the ability to use his legs a lot more, but
Mm.
even
See,
so, even so, I think that Cousins has a little bit more upstairs than Dak does. He has a higher football IQ than Dak. What do you think, Claire?
see, yeah, I don't disagree. That's a very good point you make in regards to that, because I think that football smarts is something that's important.
Claire complimented me.
Oh, shut up. I do it all the time.
Somebody
You just don't
circle
pay
this date.
attention. You just never pay attention. Because you just like to play the martyr. Oh, woe is me. She's mean to me. Everybody be nice to me because she's mean to me. And she's never freaking mean to you,
That's
really.
Catholicist, trying to be the
Anyway.
martyr.
Yes. Oh, terrible. Um, I don't know if you were trying to get a player to come to your team
Mm-hmm.
and you said my quarterback is Dak Prescott or my quarterback is Kirk Cousins, who
Mm-hmm.
do you think's gonna get more people? I just on completely in a vacuum, nothing to do with anything else, just the whole getting players to come to your team. Who do you think could actually, when you look at it like that, I don't know if Dak would hold more weight, and I don't mean that as any kind of euphemism or joke or innuendo or anything.
Yep.
I just if you kind of said, right, this team's got him and this team's got him, I think you're going to get more guys going to Dak than Kirk. And there's
Yeah.
nothing against Kirk Cousins. He seems a lovely guy and he's
Yeah.
got some talent, but
I
yeah.
like Kirk. I've always liked Kirk.
He
I think
seems,
that
yeah.
he's it's hard to say somebody who's made a couple $100 million in this game has been
Yeah.
shortchanged, but he
Well,
really
yeah.
has been with the coaching and the weapons. I mean, he a lot of people say that he could have done more, but there's just I like him, and I think that
Yeah.
he's
There's
a
nothing wrong.
winner. I don't like the loser tag that's been put on him.
It happens though, doesn't it? That's
Yeah,
the problem.
it did.
People say the Vikings are going to Viking, and then they did. It's unfortunate that they've got this tag, but they kind of
Right.
aren't doing enough to break it. And it's really, yeah, I'm not trying to hate on anybody, please,
No.
because I don't do that. You might, I don't. But I think it's Buddy in the chat room has asked us thoughts on Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. So yeah, we were going to get there, Buddy. Don't worry. But yeah, moving on to the Jags game. Yeah, I picked them to win. I thought they were going to be the upset.
Yeah.
I did. I thought they'd got. I thought there was something there, and they were going to be the upset of the whole kind of,
Right.
because most of the people got through who they thought were going to get through.
When little Patty Mahomes got his ankle boo boo, I thought that was it.
Oh, don't! It's
I
ankle
really
baby.
did.
You
I
can be
thought
so
that was it.
mean.
Well, too bad. I don't like him. I don't like his wife. I don't like Kansas
Ah,
City. I don't like
see,
their
you don't like his
fans.
wife, but
I
why
don't
don't you
like
like
him.
him
That was the
then?
first thing I
See,
said was I don't like
okay,
him. I
okay.
don't. Um,
Maybe
I
he
think
doesn't like you.
yeah, I'm sure he doesn't. I know his mother doesn't like me.
Oh, here's
Um,
that claim to fame that Murph likes to have, that Patty Mahomes' mom doesn't like him.
oh, the tweet's there. The tweet's there. All right, I'll
Okay.
tweet it out again
Anyway,
later. But
we were talking
anyway,
about the Jags. Actually,
yeah,
let's not
I
talk about
thought
KC. Talk about the Jags.
I thought that the Jags, like you, as I said, when Mahomes went down, I thought that was going to be it. That was going to be the uh the moment that the Jags would end up putting the pedal to the metal and actually finishing this team off. Uh, Unfortunately, that really didn't happen. They came out of from halftime and went the entire third quarter without putting up a point, and that's really hard to come away with a win when you're playing at Arrowhead.
Mm, yeah.
But getting back to Buddy, say I love Trevor Lawrence. I think
I
he's a
didn't.
fantastic. I think he's a fantastic talent. I think this was his first trip to the playoffs. He got a win under his belt, and he went up against arguably the best team in the NFL. I mean, as much as I hate on Kansas City and their fans and that shit ass barbecue sauce that they sell. It honestly, it's just terrible. It's just like McDonald's.
Can
For
we
Christ's sake.
move it along?
Oh, move it along, move it along. But I think he's got a future here. I think the future in Jacksonville is bright. I do believe that the kid has a high football IQ. He just has to grow into it. Right now, he's the smart kid at the front of the class who throws his hand up to answer every single question, whether he knows the answer or not, because he just wants to be seen. And but no, he'll learn to pick and choose much better going forward, instead of just being Hermione Granger there in the front row.
Hermione, what's wrong with Hermione Granger? I'm confused.
She always has her hand up to answer all the questions.
Oh, yeah, but she knows the answer to all the
Yeah,
questions.
that's true though. That's true.
So your analogy sucks.
Yeah.
Mr. Murphy. Sucks
so much. We're back to normal here, people.
Yeah. Because you don't because you aren't mean to me all the time, sneakily and non-sneakily.
I'm not. I have a shrine to Claire behind me over here. All of her articles.
And there's another swear word that would have been dropped. Yeah, you never read anything of mine now. Thank you very much.
I do too. Mahomes going down with a high ankle sprain will impact his decision making this week. Yeah, it will, Joel. That's a great point. Now, as we all know, and what happened during that game and the suck-upage of the NFL family towards Patty Mahomes and playing on a sprained ankle, a high ankle sprain, was ungodly. It really was. It was almost pornographic.
Like him,
no, I mean, I brought up yesterday, and I actually watched Jack Youngblood, somebody who played football before most of you were born. I think play 2 playoff games, a Super Bowl, and a Pro Bowl with a broken fibula. Okay.
Yeah, but then you can
football players play in pain all the time.
Yeah, this
all
is true.
The time. I mean, now granted, this is a serious injury, and one that I said at the time they should have pulled him out and at least gotten him taped up, and they didn't do that for a little bit, but then they sent him down to get some X-rays and whatnot. Yeah.
And you've got to really say he was not having it. From what I saw, he was not having it. And I'm sorry, it was crazy of him because he could ruin his future. But I've also got respect for somebody that is that passionate about his team, his game, that he just was like, no, I'm not having
soft.
He would,
I've never called him
even
soft.
shout, no, I know you haven't. I just think I like him more than you do, just on a general perspective.
Oh, everybody likes him more than I do.
His external factors are the things that annoy me, and that's the people around him kind of thing. So I put a pin in that and kind of use it. But
which was nice. Which was nice of Kansas City to lock them away in a booth. In a suite, so we don't have to see them on the sidelines or in the stands, and kudos to, I think that was a NBC game, for not cutting up to that suite after every single play.
Yes.
Listen to that horse-mouthed wife of his spouting about the greatness of her husband. I mean, give me a break, lady. But no, it's going to be interesting, just to get back around to Joel. What they're going to be able to do this week is going to be limited because of not only the injury but the team that they're playing. After what I saw from the Bengals, I have no qualms about them going into Arrowhead and beating this team with a healthy Mahomes. And now they have one that's banged up. This defensive line for Cincinnati is really came together in the last week, and there's somebody that they showed that they can get pressure on anybody. If you're able to contain and get pressure on Allen, you're going to be able to contain and get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not sure you could maybe. What do you guys think? Could we see a quarterback change midway through this game?
Who are you asking?
The chat room and you and anybody who wants to answer.
I'm sorry, I was having a message from our guest. He got the time wrong.
Oh, so he thought it was 11:30 and not 10:30?
No, he wrote down he wrote down that it was 10:30 in his time, but we had discussed East Coast time and he apologized. It was on him. So yeah. He's now in a timeout, and Derek is not now coming on the show for a month because he's
3
in a
weeks,
timeout.
4 weeks.
He's in a timeout now.
Yep,
as
timeout
punishment
for 4 weeks. Prick.
So
this always happens when we deal with these West Coast people. Why?
This is it. I was very specific, and he will attest to I was very, very specific because bear in mind, I don't work on East Coast time. I work on UK time, but I'm very specific in saying East Coast time to guests and stuff like this to ensure that everybody's on the same page. And he did. He admits that he wrote it down wrong.
Yep.
And so on and so forth. So, folks, we have no guests today.
It's not like you guys. It's not like you guys are getting the B team here.
Right.
It's still the varsity squad.
Totally.
Minus Steve. Steve, we miss you. We do.
Yeah,
we miss our
we miss
our linebacker there.
Yeah, our linebacker.
We got to do that. We have to do that every single episode for the rest of our lives. We miss you, Steve, and come back. I think Chris does not agree that there will be a quarterback change, or he doesn't think there'll be a quarterback change. Joel thinks there will be one and doesn't think that he'll make it out of the third quarter. I'm with you, Joel. This is, we all know that the NFL rules state that you can only get a pain injection either before the game or at halftime. He'll probably get it before the game, and by halftime that those pain meds are going to be wearing off. And I really think that being out there, the pressure that Cincinnati is going to put on him is going to force him to the sideline. I really think he's going to end up being in just too much pain. And I'll tip my cap, even with the needle, that if he makes it through this entire game, because I know Cincinnati is going to pin their ears back and go after him.
That's the thing. It isn't that he can't. It's not so much can he do it, because I do kind of think that he can. I think he has got the mentality. I think most NFL players really play through it. I think it's can he cope with the weakness that he'll have, because he'll get sacked and stuff like that, because
he's going to get beaten up. He is. He's going to get beaten up. I'm not saying anybody's going to target that leg, but I mean, that ankle, that's not what I'm saying. This isn't 1973 anymore.
All it takes is a knock, though, doesn't it? All it takes is
that's
like
it. It's just one hit. It's just one
player to come back into him, fall on him. It only takes that silly little trip over, that stumble, that anything like that to really kind of impact it, and it just be. This is what worries me about these things. That's what I said to you. All due respect to him for playing through it and being, the fierce warrior, whatever you want to call it. It's the concern of how it affects your long-term future as well, because these guys, their bodies, is their job. So it's a big deal. They're not just football players are people too, as they say.
They are.
But
they are.
Oh, who are your Super Bowl picks? Oh, I like this one. We're going all over the map today, folks. We are sorry.
But folks, we really had this mapped out much better than we do. Claire has 30 questions in front of her that she was going to ask Derek. I was planning on just sitting back and not talking today at all. That was my plan, because everybody says that I just talked so much.
Do they do it? Does everybody say that? Who else says
No,
that? I
just
want their
you.
names and numbers so I can ring them and say,
You and
"Mwah!
Steve
Thank you."
and I think Buddy. Buddy thinks I talk too
Oh,
much.
good. Oh, good. I always like to be on the side of the boss man. Totally. So
Yeah.
who are your Super Bowl picks,
All right.
Mr.
I've got Cincinnati and Philadelphia. I think Philly is
Mm.
going to come out on top this week. I think they're not going to have really any difficulty running up points on what is a very good 49ers defense. I just think they have too many weapons. And their defense is just going to be stifling. I can't see the 49ers coming east and pulling out a win. It rarely happens in the regular season, and it's really hard to come east and play. More difficult than going west, and I think that's going to be a factor in it. But Hurts is just, I thought if they were going to get knocked out, it was going to be last week. Him shaking the rust off of being out as long as he was, and that's something that I just feel in my bones that Philly is going to end up being in it. And we'll get to our predictions for the Super Bowl next week or the week after, because we got that stupid 2-week thing. Everybody get healthy and get, I can't see Kansas City beating the Cincinnati team. Do you?
I don't think so. See, I already counted out the Chiefs when I picked the Jags. But yeah, no, I think, yeah, I'm see, I don't know about the Eagles 49ers. I'm wondering if the 49ers Eagles is going to be the upset and the Niners are going to get through, and it's going to be the Bengals Niners maybe. I think that's what I'd like to see, actually. I think if I was picking a game to what I'd enjoy watching and kind of being and rooting for and stuff from a sheer pleasurable perspective.
Right.
Yeah, got that right. It would be, the Bengals, the 49ers. I think I'd just enjoy watching that game because I wouldn't dislike either of the teams. There wouldn't be anybody that annoyed me too much. Yeah.
Oh, who on Philadelphia annoys you?
Just Philadelphia.
Oh, just the town. Yeah. I got you.
Not just the team, just the whole. They beat us in the Super Bowl thing, so I'm never going to get over that.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yep.
It's one of the Super Bowls that I got to see.
Claire hates the Giants. Claire hates the Giants, and she hates Philadelphia, and I can respect that.
Actually, I never saw the Giants beat us.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, that was the Giants' hatred. I don't feel because it was before my time.
A lot of people don't hate the Giants, even Patriots. They just don't. There's something about losing those 2 games which annoys the hell out of people, but it doesn't put any hatred into their bones. I don't know about anybody that's hanging out in the chat room what you guys think. Do you guys hate the Giants? Yeah, they just hate Eli. Well, everybody hates Eli. Everybody hates the Mannings. I mean, I don't understand the love for the Manning family.
I think it's really just irritation. I wouldn't say I hate them. Again, it was before my time, so I don't have the deep-seated that a lot of Patriots fans do from the times that they were, that they beat the Patriots and stuff. So I don't have that. I kind of have it by, a little bit of sort of transference sort of thing. So I appreciate it and understand it, but I don't have it. It's not in me. But I find the Mannings irritating.
Okay. I can
on the face of it, just irritating.
I can completely embrace that. I don't like the Mannings because I think they're felons. Eli and his little fake memorabilia thing that people went to jail for a long time, except Eli, and of course there's Peyton and his entire that's not mine. That's not my human growth hormone. That's my wife's. Who throws their wife under a bus? Never mind the fact that Eli, that Peyton, basically settled out of court I don't know if I can legally say this on air or not, so I won't.
I'll tell you what, we're going to cut that. Yeah, we're going to move away from this conversation just in case.
We will.
We're going to move straight along.
we
and
don't
move
we
it
don't
on.
want to
So
get
yeah,
E2G in any
no, no,
kind
no.
of hot water. But no, getting back to it, I think it's going to end up being Philadelphia and the Bungles, and like Claire said, then I'll be rooting for the Bungles because I'm with Claire. I can't stand Philadelphia.
I, for the record, just so it's on record for official purposes, I have nothing against the place of Philadelphia. I've never been. I have no experience. It's nothing to do with that. It's the NFL football team because of the beating that the Patriots took in the Super Bowl. So
Right.
it's justified. So I don't want people to think that I just don't like things and things like this. I'd like to have some justification. However, do hate the Bills. Do hate the Fins. Sorry.
Yep. Can't stand the Bills. Can't stand the
divisional
town.
thing. It's
Right.
Oh, you know what I hate though? I really hate myself.
But it'll be nice. It'll be nice to be able to eat Patriot wings again because once again, we all know that Buffalo don't play in February, so you can't have Buffalo wings.
See, what I was just trying to say is I do kind of hate myself for not being able to completely hate Josh Allen. Because I know he's a good quarterback.
I hate it. I can't stand his face. He is the most punchable face on the planet.
I don't think so, and I don't know why. I want to feel that way.
Because
that he's
cheesy
the Bills quarterback.
Little mustache that the smug entitlement.
Can you bottle some of this and send it to me because
I
need some of it.
I will
because I don't hate him and I don't know why and I want to. So I need
just vile. And I think it's terrible because he seems to be a good person. He shows up at the hospitals and he has the kids on the sideline. And Murph, what are you talking about? I just want to slug him. I really do. I just want to slug him.
What quarterback do you like, Murph, that isn't a Patriots quarterback? Because so far,
Jimmy Garoppolo.
You don't like. Oh, really?
I love Jimmy.
Why? Because he was a Patriots quarterback?
No, just because he's Jimmy G. He's just fantastic.
So, do you let me just? No, I need to do this. Even though this is really funny, I need to do this. So you're being a complete girl, and you only like the handsome quarterback, who I would like to make.
I just said I liked Kirk Cousins. Is Kirk Cousins handsome?
I don't. See, I don't see the Jimmy G thing. I can appreciate he is a handsome man. He does nothing for me, dude. Nothing. I'm sorry, Jimmy, if you're listening. I'm sure you're not, and I'm sure you don't care. But yeah, I no. I'm just like, meh.
You just don't like the Italian guys? Is that it?
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't want to put it on a brand because that's not fair. Because there might be plenty.
Italianist people. She's Italian.
No, there might be plenty of Italians out there that I absolutely. Anyway, he's trying to get me in trouble. See, he's just trying to get me in trouble. But the Jimmy G thing, I'm like, I don't see it because there was that clip on social media where the cheerleaders he'd gone to was it a basketball game with some of his fellow 49ers and all the cheerleaders just beeline for Jimmy G, said hi to him and ignored everybody else.
They didn't know everybody else.
Well, yeah,
that's the thing.
There is that.
Football players wear helmets and people don't recognize them. Jimmy is out there. He's on billboards. He does commercials and stuff, and he's just so pretty. So the girls like him.
I
don't. You don't like pretty.
Sorry.
You don't like pretty. You like burly, manly men. And burly, manly men aren't pretty. It's just not.
Now I'm gonna stop.
I'll make her
all my secrets.
Every week, people. I'll make her cry or I'll make her blush. So
how dare you do
Chris
this
wants
to
to
me?
Chris wants to know what we think of Tom Brady will do this offseason. I think he'll go back and reevaluate all of his options, and then he'll come back and he'll play football next year when he doesn't hurt quite as much. He's going to find somebody with a good offensive line and good weapons. And
he needs a good O-line.
The only thing I think that will keep him from coming back next year is the fact that I think all of his choices are probably West Coast choices. Okay. He'll either end up in San Francisco or I almost said Oakland, Las Vegas. And
or in a hot yoga instructor, maybe.
Yeah. or
I did it again. I did the Zach Wilson. He's just gonna do your mom type thing.
The hot yoga instructor.
He's gonna be in a hot yoga. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. But
there's a quarterback I love, Zach Wilson. How about that? No, I think
he doesn't bleeping know what he's gonna do.
Right, he doesn't bleeping know what he's gonna do. Yeah, I heard that interview too. I was shocked that he took that tone with Junior, because that's usually just, a love fest between the two of them, and it might have been a setup,
We are on fire today,
we are fire, guys, fire. This is one of the best shows we've ever done.
Next week, you'll know why. They cancelled us.
But no, I think the defining factor is how far Tom wants to be away from his kids. All right. Giselle has set up a nest right there across the water so she can keep an eye on him. And in Florida.
How far is Miami? Is that kind of the next? Would that be the next? So excuse my American geography. I didn't take it. Would we say that maybe the Finns is possibly the next closest?
It's possibly the next closest
geographically.
Place. Right. That could happen. I don't think it will.
We have some breaking news. I'm very sorry, Murph, but Buddy's put some breaking news in our chat room to put out. So if you're listening live, this is breaking.
There you go.
Adrian Clem coming in for second interview for O-line and run game coordinator per Breer. I'm guessing that was per a tweet from Albert Breer then. I told you, O-line. I told you.
Now,
I told you. Dude,
now,
just
Clem,
you need to listen to what I say and take it to the bank, man.
God. Yes, as Claire was saying at the top of our show, that just because guys were brought in for interviews does not mean that they were truly being brought in to interview for the OC job. It was also Bill feeling out, somebody who could actually be a passing game coordinator or a O-line coach, which we all know that we desperately need. But this is just another nail in the coffin of Matt Patricia here on the sidelines. And like I said before, don't mind Matty being in the room, but I don't want him on the sidelines. So that's fantastic. Yes, Claire Bear knows. Claire Bear knows. Thank you for that, bud. That'd be fantastic. I wouldn't mind it. Only the fact that he didn't really do a fantastic job of it when he was in Pittsburgh. The Steelers had one of their worst run seasons ever. He only lasted a year there, I think, or 2 years there as their O-line coach. But no, somebody needs to come in to focus on this. Somebody who was a player. We all know Clem was a player here in New England. Somebody that these kids can, not kids because they're not kids on this offensive line, but I think that the players are going to respect when he starts talking. I don't think the offensive line had any respect for Matt Patricia whatsoever.
I disagree.
I understand that Matty played a little offensive line. He coached a little offensive line at the beginning of his career, but he's a defensive guy. And we were talking about guys that were all pros and Pro Bowlers that he was telling them what to do. And they were basically like, I've been doing this for over a decade. I've been playing this position my entire life. You just got here. Thanks for pointing something out, but now go sit on the sidelines with your clipboard.
I think it was more the transference of kind of knowledge. They look at it and think the defensive guy is going to know what the opposing defense is going to do. So let's put him kind of like right there at the front with the offensive line. But he was too stretched. It didn't work for a start. And he was too stretched. He wasn't in on either thing. I think that's what he never.
No.
I don't think he got the opportunity to fully commit to either of his roles, of his duties, and I think that's what showed. So I think if the O-line can be serviceable with kind of half a coach, even if you bring in a guy who wasn't successful elsewhere, I think you've got all of a guy now. So I think that you can put that together to maybe be able to kind of bring it up. So that excites me, actually, the fact that they're bringing in,
there you go, Lee,
or the chance that they're getting an O-line coordinator. I do find very exciting. Today's just, oh my gosh, exciting. With kind of, we've got an OC, we might have an O-line coach. Just like, oh frick, this is amazing.
That's it. And no, Matty P needs to go upstairs as Lee suggested, and put pink stripes on there and become Ernie Adams, because I think one of the things that was really, really missing over the past 2 seasons is the fact that Ernie Adams isn't there. Now if he does fill that role, you can't compare Matt Patricia to Ernie Adams. You
No.
really can't. Ernie Adams was a genius on a different level than a rocket scientist, which supposedly that's what Patricia is, but yeah, no, let him go up there, study situations and tendencies, and then, relay stuff down in the middle of the week instead of on Sunday. I'm all for that, Lee. But no, Adrian Clem is somebody that will come in here and I don't want to say right the ship, but he's somebody that's going to at least speak the same language as an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so excited to have an O-line coach. What is
right.
wrong with me? I am so excited.
We offensive line guys are our own little tribe. We really are. We eat together. We go out together. We talk to each other. Our wives are friends, and friends forever.
How do I get myself in on that then? Because I want to be an O-line buddy person. Thank you very much. You know, I love me some O-line, so I want in on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll make
I want my ticket.
We'll make you an honorary guard.
Yeah.
How about that?
Suck. I mean,
Claire
I'm so
looks
small
like she could pull.
I'm so small that
she's so tiny.
I just get lifted up and I'd love it. That's fine. Anyway, we're not going to go there, folks. We're going to move. To be honest with you,
please,
we need to wrap up the show.
We're teetering on cancellation here. Yeah, exactly. Claire could be the inline tight end. There you go. There you go.
Let me check anyway. Yeah,
sitting there. But no, folks.
Talk to me about inline tight ends. Anyway.
The script for today went out the window, and we want to thank you guys for coming into the chat room, and as you know, and watching us wing it, because that's exactly what we did.
So
Claire really does have 40 questions that she was ready to ask, and I should have just had her ask me them, but they wouldn't be as the answers wouldn't be as good as if she'd asked them of our guest who's completely
anyone
screwed
else.
up. Yeah, I'm the mean one. I'm the mean one.
He is. See, look, he admitted it. He admitted to be the mean one, folks.
All right, Claire, wrap it up. You're so
as
good
you
at
wish.
This. I don't want to take
as you wish.
Your rap.
As you wish. Well, as Murph said, thank you everyone for sticking with us for a bit of our ad hoc show today. Because yes, unfortunately, Derek Havens did get his times mixed up, and we didn't have a guest, so we just winged it, as you said. We just talked Patriots playoffs, and we did have obviously a little bit of breaking news, and we did cover the coaching, and I think that's what's most important at the moment. So yeah,
and it's always fantastic when we can spend more time talking with you guys in the chat room. You guys are fantastic. Yeah. We've got a really great base of fans here, and we just want to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedules to sit here. Hopefully you're at work and getting paid for this. Isn't that great? But no, Claire has her outro. So go ahead. Thank Derek for not being here today, and get out of here.
Actually, yeah, thanks Derek for not showing, because we had absolutely tons of fun. I'm sure we would have with Derek anyway. But yes, This has been One Patriots Place, folks, brought to you by E2Gsports.com. We have been Claire Classy, Claire Cooper, and Thomas Murphy, talking all things Patriots and all things NFL and just all things. So anyway, let's hope we're back next week, folks. Keep your fingers crossed
with
for
a guest. I'll be booking the guest.
Tune in next time and go Pats.
Go Pats.